right? So online there are to join, right? Right. So very good morning, very warm welcome for this weekend current affairs. So very good enough, right? Early morning, I'm seeing you so many in the classroom after a long time. Last week too we have, but this week I think very comfortable, good enough. So online too, I think one by one getting joined. Right. So any doubts, clarifications, or previous sessions before we proceed? Nothing. So anyhow, the elections process started. Even actual elections also in a facial manner. They're going, they're one by one happening. And the democracy, when you say that, right, of the people, by the people, for the people, that become realist or realistic, real or practical only when everybody who is eligible as a voter be to the polling booth and exercise his or her vote, isn't it? So exercising the vote is very crucial. And this scenario, one issue that attracted me very much, right, in this of these tribes, when the Shompen tribe, the first time they exercise their vote. Though we got independence in 47, our constitution came into force from 50, and first general elections held in 51, 52, right? 51 ending 52, like this, no? So many months it has taken place. But so far, certain the groups as it is, they are away from it. At least say if we talked about Hyderabad is everybody will not vote, right? But majority they may vote and exercise. At least you have an option and you are aware of it. And they are the people who are first of all not aware, and they are the people who are shy away from coming to the mainstream. That sort of the fillip was not given for them. Now the government come up with when inclusive government, when you say this, that's involving everybody, participatory government, see that the majority will be participated, and steps were taken. Okay, the deliberate steps here, that's the most important things, has taken from the high end level, and that was wonderfully executed by the youth officers, right? No doubt, always the IAS officers are behind. Their will, right? Where there is a will, there is a way. When you talked about, we have innumerable examples. The will of an IAS officers will make it real. And here, the will of the government, of course, finally executed at the ground level by everyone, and with wonderful support from the election commission, that make it real. So, where this tribe resides? Hmm? It's Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay. How many Lok Sabha seats? Right now, right? Lok Sabha seats are going on, right? Or state assembly. In some states it is, but Andaman Nicobar is a union territory. Is it having assembly? It's not having any assembly at all. So you have only parliamentary seat, that is Lok Sabha seat right now. How many Lok Sabha seats allocated for Andaman Nicobar? Say, even this is a logical question. Except Delhi, okay, the few things are right. All union territories have one. If you look at the thing is concerned. So those exceptions you can keep aside. Okay. Now Kashmir is going to be union territory, so it's having more. So few 1, 2, you may leave it, and remaining will be the thing. So minimum should be one, whatever be the small it is. So one Lok Sabha seats you'll have it up. And there's a concept from the government arises. Okay, this is what it is, right? Andaman Nicobar Islands and Greater Band apart. There is the word called PVTGs. Can you tell me what is the full form of it? Wonderful. Particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So they have their own secluded life, we call. Okay? They are away from the mainstream. And this group, the Champagne tribe, Andaman Nicobar Islands, registered population is hardly 229. Okay? But the democracy is right. Each one vote per head, every one that counts. And with lot of efforts, they keep it for almost all for last 3 years. They are able to enroll them as the voters. Okay. First of all, enroll into the population criteria and the voters. Perhaps how many exercise the votes? Can you guess and tell me? Keeping the Hyderabad in mind. Huh? Our software guys. Hmm? So out of this 229 population, only 7, okay, exercise their vote. And really kudos to for them. Right? It's not so easy even to get them to the mainstream. Okay? So at this juncture, we have to say hats up to Election Commission and the entire team is supported by the government in a way. And last week we discussed this Nicobar, Andaman Nicobar land, so keep in the context of Subhash Chandra Bose. What is that? Subhash Chandra Bose formed an interim government, okay, provisional government operated from Nicobar Islands only, right? And declared himself as the prime minister, which the Kangana, right, because of that issue. So you may recollect. And 2 years back, when you say this, Modi named number of islands, okay, after Subhash Chandra Bose and team, right? The overall Azad Hindu force leaders and everything. So comparatively and strategically, Andaman Nicobar Islands become very crucial for us. So we now started focusing more on that and involving the people and taking these people to the mainstream. And especially, it's a moral obligation and the part of these officers, especially you, the budding officers in future, see that, right? Those people come on to the mainstream. Okay. When long back, so I'm talking about the way back in 90s, okay, early 90s. Okay, I finished my post graduation in 90. Then we've been to the Nalamala forest on behalf of one of the NGO to meet these tribals and involving them in the education. Though I just stay there for a few days only, how difficult it is even to meet them. The moment we are going there, they're running away with us. And children's horrible it is even to talk to them all the way. And in spite of it, effort was made. And slowly the schooling started. The teachers getting in. Okay. And if I fast forward it to the 90 to the 2000 after Corona, right? In the Corona, again I visited the same place. Now it is in the outskirts of this Nalamala, near this Seraganda Parliament, all these things. You will have the tribal schools, the tribal lands. Now all those people who are run away, wonderfully staying on the main road now and earning a lot. And there are the few people who are into the government service, and more than 50 which we visited, that's what I was briefed in 20, that they are into the army. See, the thing is concerned. Okay, some are into the police department. Okay, different way it is, and some are pursuing the higher studies. So finally, the education will pave the way. Okay, how you are utilizing the benefits that matters. Okay, so take care of those things in future. Though the number, right, it looks small, but always small is beautiful. Okay, the starting always is crucial. So in this context, advisable to recollect what are the other tribals where they are in, and as your geography, right, the thing is concerned here, right, there's a small the island. Even you have another, okay, Champagne, the Greater Nicobar. Just a minute. So these Champagne people, right, in this Greater Nicobar Islands, they do say. Apart from this, regularly you'll heard about these sentinels, right? In Andaman Nicobar Islands is concerned. Okay, even Maha Andamanis, Jorwa, okay, Stratis, all these people, the tribals lives in these Andaman areas. There's another very small Andaman, this Ongi, also with there. Now we have to involve maximum people into this mainstream. And if you look at, right, just now when I'm talking about the Andhra Pradesh, okay, and this this Chenchus is in the borders of this Telangana and Andhra. The most of them thing is concerned, which we made. These are Chenchus. That is. Then in addition to that, we have the Arakula, the Gond, even the Banjara. So the very Banjara Hills is named on them when it is concerned. It's a tribal name, right? Though now Banjara Hills means it is hi-fi, right? All the thing is concerned. So the issues are there. Then the different tribals who are this, and these bills regularly appeared in the examination, where they reside in which of the following states are not the states, or Baiga. This is another regularly appearing in the examinations. Charles Munda, okay, and then especially in this Himachal Pradesh area, these Gujars, the politically very powerful section as well, the playing the crucial role in this. Okay, then Pathelia in Gujarat, this Banjara you'll find this right here in Madhya Pradesh as well. So advisable from your prelims point of view, which tribals reside where. Very difficult to by heart, but at the same time, having a glance innumerable times is always advisable. And there are the few officers who dedicated their life, especially in our ethics class we used to talk about, right? Well, Mr. Professor Sharma, okay, dedicated himself for the tribal groups is concerned, and because of his initiative, innumerable thing was done. Even the ST Commission is one of his initiative as well. And when he was an IAS officer, and especially the collector of Adilabad, along with the family, he used to go and live with them. So in the course of time, entire his life, IAS cadre spent for the tribal department only. So like this, there are the few. So who rendered their helping hand so that everything is coming up. So just take care of those issues where it is. Anyhow, this I think will pass it on to you so that you can get the things. And Lakshadweep, now that very much in the news, what are the tribals in the Lakshadweep? Anybody is this in the Lakshadweep? Hmm? Find out and do this. Okay? Then coming back to other our regular issues, the elections related, the Supreme Court, the case last time we discussed, all EVMs need to be verified. The case was filed in the Supreme Court, and finally the judgment delivered by Supreme Court. So there is no need to verify each and every VV pact, Right now, the 5% of the assembly constituency, those subject to verification. I said that's enough. And keeping the security concern, they're happy with those things. But they came up with a suggestion. What is the full form of VVP? Okay, don't get that. Voter verifiable paper audit trail. So the Supreme Court upheld the present practice. Okay, no need for anything else. But at the same time, because justice not only be done, what is the thing? Justice not only be done, but also seems to be done. న్యాయం జరగటమే కాదు, జరిగినట్టుగా కూడా కనపడాలి. కనపడకపోతే ఏం లాభం? So it seems to be done. So the court has given additional instructions, especially it directed the 2 points. The Election Commission received 2 orders from the Supreme Court now. So one order said, so one direction is that after the completion of the symbol loading process, okay, this is what is called symbol loading process. We call the symbol loading unit is there. That should be sealed. And they should be stored at least for 45 days. This is the first instruction. Okay. The moment you have done it. That means either 2, that is not happening. So possibility of, because it is there is no chip and everything, is out of question. Though the rumors are there of hacking, when the chip is there, then only you can hack. When there's no chip, where is the question of hacking? Isn't it? No internet, right? You don't require any internet related. When there's no internet, how do you hack? Okay. But in otherwise is there, some other part is concerned. So one symbol, right? The major criticism is that for example, I am putting this, what you call it, for the Congress hand symbol. For me, it is like this, but it is going to another party symbol. So we don't know what is under this, but we trust it. So see that to give the confidence to the voter, okay? Because we are counting only 5% of the VVPATs, not everything. So go ahead with this. Do this. So that is a major security measure. And the second instruction by the Supreme Court that there will be an option for the candidate. So the once process is over, the candidate to get the microcontroller program of EVMs to be checked by a team of engineers after the declaration of results. Anyhow, such declaration is to be made by the candidate within 7 days. So 7 days after the result and everything, you got the doubt. For example, you lost, especially assemblies, last time you have 200 votes, 300 votes, you lost. Okay. So what is the position? Possibility is that something happened. So within a 1 week, yes, you can complain, and that has to be then. Now they have the access to the microcontroller program of EMS, and the team of engineers need to be checked here. The expert professional, okay, not just election officials. Okay. So the 2 crucial steps. So first, very much in the security measure. Second, checking, the 2 by the professionals. The 2 crucial steps as given by the council. And now that the prelims, the corner, this sort of questions in recent years appearing. So take care of those issues. So that is relating to the EVMs. Then another issue is also that, right? Once you are voting, nota is there, none of the above option. So last time we discussed this in detail. Now a case was filed. Okay, of course, from long time it is there. If more votes are there for Nota, what is the position? Okay. So last elections in two constituencies, Nota is the runner-up, second place. So what is the position? If it become first place, now it came to second place. Possibility is that, right? It will come to first place. So 17.24% or something is that Nota got in one constituency. Pawan Kalyan didn't get that much also, right? And the very celebrities didn't get. Even Kamala Hassan didn't get. Okay? There's so much celebrity is there. And in single constituency, once if that be the case, who knows? What the reason for Nota? At least now, right, I don't like any candidate. Now I'm keeping quiet. I'm not going to polling booth. So at least if that button is there, yes, I will go to the booth and exercise my vote. So exercising the vote is a constitutional obligation, a moral obligation being the citizen. Then only you can question the government, right or wrong. Then you can avail the benefits. Okay. Otherwise, how will it be? So participatory government should be, not just in a way. So with that, it is. So now Supreme Court seeks the ECI response. What you will say? Now my question is, Election Commission it asks is, you should ask the government or Election Commission? Why it is asking the Election Commission? You should ask the government to make a law. Isn't it? Here, always one point you have to keep in mind, this is all the concept arise of judgment laws. When no law is existing, we have the judiciary. The judiciary step in. Judgment laws. And the constitution, when you say ours is a visionary document, Article 142, right? Very, very important article. 142. If no law is there, based on the principles of natural justice, based on the principles of natural justice, court will make the laws. Those are binding on this. Till those are overridden by the parliament. Okay? And we have innumerable occasions of using this Article 142. So before it is invoking that, is it possible? It is seeking the opinion of Election Commission in one contest. Secondly, Election Commission, being an independent constitutional body, it has also a discretionary power to make this point also. So either Election Commission of India or no need to wait for the parliament here. Okay? They may or may not come up. The court we can do so. So they seek their opinion and let us see what is going to be done. Anyhow, quick recollection. So from 2014, right? Everything, the nota became mandatory. And background, when you say this, in 170th report of the Law Commission, 1999, this very concept of the negative voting came, though previously on discussion, but in reality. And Election Commission backed this from 2001 and 2004. It is concerned, okay, regarding the UVM's issue. So from that onwards, it very much is there. And by 2014, that became reality. So from 2014 onwards, Supreme Court made it mandatory. Okay. Then few more things also, because last time we had not discussed on this. When you have this Representation of People's Act, why Election Commission backed this, you have the provision. Okay. Electoral right means vote or refrain from vote. Now you wanted to encourage them, right, to come on to the polling booth and exercise the vote. So when other options are there, yes, you can have this none of the above option. So election commission can take steps to enroll, not only just enrolling the citizens for voting, but also see that they will exercise their vote. In addition to, you have Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Again, that's Article 21, not of Indian Constitution. No doubt, Indian Constitution Article 21 is very, very crucial. What it's all talking about? Our right to life and personal liberty. Same thing, Article 21 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That was done by whom? Who made that? UN, United Nations. In which year? 1948. Which day? Every day we celebrate that as a Human Rights Day. When we celebrate Human Rights Day, oh my God, December? It's in December 10th. Okay, December 10th of every year, right? So when you call this Human Rights Day, so this is all done by this UNO. Okay. So in this is already there. That means, and one factor also, it means democracy is not new to the world. Okay, from long time, even the Greece, right? Direct democracy existing, modern democracy have America, Britain, right? Other European countries, it is existing. So the process is on, and we adopted that process. So keeping that in mind, all these issues, and in addition to certain cases, also came place. So initially, when 1993 itself, the Supreme Court in this Lily Thomas versus Speaker of Lok Sabha, right to vote means in favor or against the motion or resolution. And there also says right to remain neutral. So when this word arises, right, this is actually entirely relating to the member of legislature. In this pass on reference, it says very clearly, if you don't want, okay, to encourage them, there should be another button. This none of the above. The concept originated from this Lily Thomas case. And 2013, in this People's Union for Civil Liberties versus Union of India, the Supreme Court now mandated. So case is 2013, from 2014 elections it was implemented. Okay. The case is in 2013, and that is People's Union for Civil Liberties versus Union of India. And prelims, of course, this question may or may not be in a way which case and everything. Sometimes they will ask the cases. But in the main examination, if you quote some relevant cases, you will get more marks. Finally, marks we wanted, right? Need not quote each and every case. So you will get authenticity if you quote something. Okay, now and then, if you make like this, then definitely it is wonderful. So the paper 2, right, where the polity section, you have to make the things. Even this you can make in an ethics section as well. Then, of course, in 2018, in Sailesh Manubhai Paramet, though the Chief Election Commissioner court scrapped this nota from Rajya Sabha elections. So no need for, is it required for Rajya Sabha? Okay. So right now in the Lok Sabha issue. So there are a few issues which you have to keep in mind. So there is no nota in Rajya Sabha elections. So only Lok Sabha assemblies you will find this. There's another point also you have to keep in mind. Any doubt on this? Okay. Then one more constitutional the issue that is remaining, because elections part is concerned, everybody is seeking the voters. Now the BJP third time it wanted to back to power, and it is so happening that it, if at all, it's a record. Only first Prime Minister, the Nehru, able to back continuously the third time. After that, so far no. Right? So if that be the case, is equaling the Nehru, no doubt. But when the election campaign looks like a degrading day by day, rather than asserting what is our the strengths, okay, the appealing on the emotions and passions of the people, and especially the BJP, the critic says that it is crossing the Lakshman Rekha, okay, and appealing to the voters on religious grounds, okay, more on this. Not only it is invoking the Hinduism, but also Sikhism here and there. So something is there. So the Delhi High Court, now from Monday onwards, hearing this, the issue of disqualifying Prime Minister Modi from contesting elections. This is a point which you have to keep in mind. Generally, or hitherto, whenever we, the polity faculties or everybody's talked about disqualification, means after elections is over, you are now MLA, MP, something like this, then disqualifications. But it's the first time we got an opportunity. You are a candidate. You filed a nomination paper, contesting and campaigning for your win. In that process, you have to adhere to few rules and regulations, adhere to the law. Once you cross those limits, there end the matter. Okay, law will take its own course. Okay, ఏదో అంటుంటారు మన చట్టం తన పని తాను చేసుకుపోతుంది అనేసి. You can't be on. And the other day in Karnataka, one of the constituency was election commission has issued the notice, and he may be not allowed to contest as well. Already one contestant got the notices and everything. Now what is the Prime Minister Modi? And already election commission issued the notices both to the Modi as well as the Rahul Gandhi relating to these allegations. Notice right now, because always initially they will give the notice, but not directly, because Modi is not campaigning for himself there. He is campaigning on behalf of BJP as a star campaigner. So the issued notice to the party, to the BJP in general. Same thing to the Rahul Gandhi, to the Congress in general. Okay? There's also a point you have to keep in mind. For the star campaigners, because every political party in a constituency, they have around 40 star campaigners, recognized parties concerned. So, first time this is, instead of issuing the notice directly to the candidate person, issued to the party. Why? Because they are the star campaigners campaigning in other constituency, not in their constituency. Okay, so keeping that law in mind, the issue was done. Now, what are the laws here? A quick recollection, because the first time this is happening, and with the cons is concerned, what is now the Delhi High Court will look into. Okay, from Monday itself. Okay, supposed to be on Friday itself, but as the judge is on leave, okay, that's not happened. So from Monday, they are hearing this issue. So the criteria for disqualification, this is done according to RPA 1951. Okay, not according to Indian Constitution here. Okay, Representation of People's Act 1951 mentioned the grounds of election candidate can be disqualified. Okay, what are the grounds it is concerned? And this has taken the help of this Indian Penal Code, either to IPC, now renamed as, what is the new name for IPC? Indian Penal Code, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Is it already came into force or yet to? 24. Okay, from the March onwards, it came into force. But anyhow, it will take some more time, because you have to train up everything and see that everybody need to get habituated. All these issues, it is concerned. So here, the Protection of Civil Rights Act is also there. Yeah, candidate can be disqualified if the word is that Section 143A, now under this, when is instead of section, they are using the word clause. No more sections now. Okay, new word is clause. So that is 194 clause, present. Okay, if you made it is concerned. Existing Indian Penal Code, it is 143A. Offense of promoting enmity between different groups on the grounds of religion. Okay, if we differentiate the people on the grounds of religion in one form or another, then it can be. Now in the old city also, right? BJP versus what is it? Muslim political party is called as MIM, right? The verbatim is going on, verbal, non-verbal. Okay, fights are on, so we have to wait and see. Okay, if it is not degraded, good enough. So if it become degraded, there's a problem. So on religion, race, place of birth, residence, language, anything is prejudicial for maintenance of harmony, then this section can be invoked. So 143A of now the present is 194 of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Okay, under this it can be done. And directly it's a religious appeal to the Prime Minister. Now it is looking into, and here the word is a prejudicial to the maintenance of harmony. So will that affect? Now it's the discretion of the judge to look into whether this affected anything. Okay, will it have an impact on anything issue? Then another section, section 504, now presently 351 it is. Offense of making statement, creating or promoting enmity, hatred, ill will between classes, or offenses related to such statement, any place of worship, or in an assembly engaged in the performance of religious worship or religious ceremony. So the place of worship issue is also there. There the Sikhism issue with the Gurdwara. Then he says no Punjab related. He invoked the concept. No, already what is that corridor? India Pakistan. The Sikhs will go. Kartarpur corridor issue and all the things. Okay, he talked about all these religion issues are considered. So how it be? So this is another article getting invoked. Similarly, offense of bribery issue is there. Of course, right now regarding Modi, it is not there. Only first two are there. In addition to anybody candidate involved in bribing, that is now giving the money to everybody, right? That is nothing but bribing the officials or bribing the candidates, anything else. Its present is section 171 of PNS. Previously 171E. Now there are no ABCDEs. Okay, completely 171, 172 like this. So 171F become 172. Okay, there are the few sections, right? The few was completely renumbered. Okay, so in the course of time, it is concerned. So here, the undue influence or personalization at an election is there. When use the word undue influence, high end to low end, hierarchy, a boss will influence the employee. Inspector will influence the constable. Parent will influence the child. A teacher will influence the student. Of course, now entire reverse is happening. That's a different issue. Okay, so this is an hierarchy, a social and administrative hierarchy. At top end will influence the even our patriarchal society. Husband will influence the wife, not vice versa. Though I'm telling the societal, okay, on theory. So this is not undue influence. If that was exercised in any manner, even this can be invoked. That means you have given a consent, you only done it, or you had done that with on your own, that is with a free consent or forced consent. That matters. You are compelled. Okay. There the issue arises. So by chance, with no option, you have done it. Then later you can complain. Then that will become under undue influence or personation. What is the personation? On behalf of somebody, from rigging antam elections, right? On behalf of somebody, somebody is going in a way. Okay, impersonation. Okay, dupes. ఈ మధ్య election campaigns they are using the word dupes for okay. Though casually you may take something else is concerned, at least now you inform he is a dupe of Shah Rukh Khan for election campaign. So if you don't inform that is a dupe, then it will come under the issue. Okay. Then section 376C, now that is 68, against 377D becomes 70, relating to rape. If any candidate in the contesting, in that process, they involved any case filed against him regarding the rape, then he will be disqualified in the contesting itself. Okay, not be allowed. Same thing, 498A, now it is 84 of the BNS, because these are all no more now, right? So that is concerned. Offense of cruelty towards a woman by husband or relative of husband. Not only husband, but even the relative, that is very close relative, either the parents or the brothers, sisters, everything, okay, within the family, they will come onto this. If something is done, then also it is. Now, for example, wife is in one party, husband is another party. If something has done, right, then it can be. Or in the family itself, you are seeing, no? So in Andhra, the other day one news is coming. There are 5 members in the family. They are in 3 parties, actively participating. So let it be so. So that is a democracy in a way. But any sort of undue influence happen or any cruelty here, right, done either to the men especially, then this will be coming to the fore. And affects the relating with the funds of an unlawful association, because the funds once you are getting, if you misuse those funds, even the fund that you got from electoral bonds, if it is misused, abused, and it will be affected. And there is a separate law for that. Okay, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UFOM, right? Then another other like FARA, okay, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act is there. Okay, narcotics issue is there. Then terrorist and disruptive previously, now this inform. Then Religious Institutions Acts. So different acts you will find this. Similarly, you will also find insulting to the national flag, the Constitution, right, which is our fundamental duties part. It is that is concerned. Even if something relating to sati, okay, this was invoked a few years back in Rajasthan. The issue is concerned when sati was revived. The issue is that. So at that time in 1987, they made again the new law. Though sati was abolished long back, when it came, right, revised, then the Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh request the central government to make a law, because states is really difficult. So on the request of both the states, central government made a law. So in tune with that. And Prevention of Terrorism Acts, even the Corruption Acts, anywhere else. So all these will be applied. So you have to follow innumerable things. So a person is disqualified from running in an election if they commit such any of the offense, right? So you can't be permitted as such. And after release, because up to 1 year he can be sentenced to punishment. After release, if it will happen, they will be banned from standing elections for next 6 years. So initial punishment up to 1 year, they can be put in jail. Up to 1 year, okay? It's not that sometimes it may be less or something is concerned. That is the person. And after the jail term is over, they can't immediately contest. Another 6 years means not only this election, next 5 years, another election, they are not allowed to contest. So that much of serious the law is. So campaigning, everybody has to take into consideration. As the Modi himself crossed the Lakshman Rekha, Okay, let us find out how the election commission will deal with. So everybody says if session is there, so recollecting the session, whom we call the Heman of Election Commission, right? Things would have been different. Now the Election Commission, yeah, all opposition parties are criticizing as they are the puppets in a way. So they are under central government. Even Supreme Court came into rescue. While appointing election commissioners, there should be a selection committee. In that, Chief Justice should be there, like CBI director. Okay, but now that was overridden. Though selection committee is there, in the selection committee, Prime Minister, leader of the opposition, both are there. But who is missing? Instead of Chief Justice, it is another cabinet minister appointed by Prime Minister. So that became a mockery of the judgment. So completely you bypass the Supreme Court judgment and make the mockery of the selection process. So finally, you said executive, that is final in appointing. Okay, and that two party in power, but there's a constitutional office. So there's every possibility of misuse, abuse of authorities. So if that be the case, now we have to wait and see how election commission will respond against the prime minister. So there are the few legal points which you have to keep in mind. Any doubt? Then one more thing in this election process, and it's just coincident. Okay, when Congress manifesto came up and Modi criticized very much on this, and suddenly Supreme Court started hearing that. Actually, it's a 10 years case. It came to now. Okay, not of a new case. Okay, but it so happened the Congress manifesto, they're talking about equal distribution of wealth and income. And Modi interpreted, his narrative is that they will take away all the property of the people, including the Mangal Sutra of women, and give to the others, and especially he invoked the again religion to the Muslims, right? And again he gone to the extent of infiltrators, that is illegally who came to India. Like this actor. Then somebody is talking about why he is degrading himself to that extent. Is there any indications that BJP is going to lose? Right? You will lose your mental balance. Okay? When that be the case is concerned, that's what critics are worrying about. So we don't know what is the reality. And a few days back, there's a fire happened in South Black of, right? When the thing is concerned, where the Ministry of External Affairs and everything, right? So all the Prime Minister office. Only particular and few files was burned. So the big question mark, is it a deliberate effort? Okay. All others are there, only few files now burned. So what it is? So big question mark is that is. So everybody opinion that definitely BJP will back to power. Now there's a big question mark on this. So here the issue is, whatever be this elections, okay, verbatim between, now that it become a constitutional point, do private properties come under material resources of the community to be distributed for common good? So this is the point here. It is under 31B. So 31B is part of what? Directive principles of state policy, where they are directive principles of state policy in the Constitution, from which article to which article? Which part of the Constitution? Part 4 of the Indian Constitution deals with the directive principles. So directive principles are the instrument of instructions, guidelines to the government in its policy making. Is the point you have to make. As there are guidelines, directives, they are not mandatory. They are suggestions. Do this, don't do this. If you do this good, don't do this very good. Let the people will decide your destiny in the elections. So it's a moral obligation on the part, not legal obligation. The reason why we call directive principles as non-justiciable, isn't it? So no legal sanction on this. What sanction, if it is not legal, is a moral and political. Why? Because everything is there for the people. The welfare state, the aim of directive principles is establishment of welfare state. What to do? It may be socialistic, Gandhian, or liberal, whatever you call, everything looks like is an ideal state if those are there. And everything is for the good of the people. So are you implementing or not? So the moral obligation, as the government exists for the benefit of the people, for the welfare of the people, it's a moral obligation to do so. Why political obligation? After 5 years, no, they'll back to election. What you have done these 5 years, people will question in your answer, and everything is there. Now see this, how Jagan is interpreting, or now the Congress here, all guarantees and everything, right? If you see this, all are relating to directive principles rather than anything else. Okay. So one of the directive principle, which is considered come under socialistic cadre, socialism is what? Socialization of means of production. Land, labor, capital, organization. Good? Simple meaning to understand. Socialization. That means everything belongs to everybody. I mean, actual meaning I'm talking about. So it's for society. In general, neither you nor me. Everybody belongs to. Opposite of socialism is the capitalism. Is the private property. Okay? In India, we combined both capitalism and socialism. We have the mixed economy. Both the private sector, public sector coexist. But our vision is that these resources should be given to or should be utilized for the common good. Okay? All the material resources should be utilized for the common good. When it's a material resources, which is then this land, has to be utilized for the common good. Okay? For example, what is that program? Vinoba Bhave's Bodhan movement. What is that? A voluntary movement, right? It's not government initiated. Once he appealed so much, Pochampalli only, right? The Bodhan near Pochampalli. One Mr. Krishna Reddy come up, I am ready to give my land. With that initiative, everybody started giving that. It became a movement. I have the excess land, my land. Now you can distribute to the poor of the poorest. Now you can empower them economically. Private land voluntarily given and distributed, not taken, right? Because under the constitution at the time we have no right to property also there, a fundamental right. It is there for a long time. Only it was deleted from fundamental rights when? Right to property? 1978. Which amendment? 44th Constitutional Amendment deleted. Not from the Constitution, right? It's only from fundamental rights. Where it is now? Which article? 300A, 300A. As a legal right, it's existing. You can hold, but government can take away your property for public purpose. That's what, for the common good. For example, now metros is going on. You required, you can take. Road expansions, now outer ring road, that or then again regional ring roads. Private land is going off, right? But what government is doing? Giving the compensation. Kaleshwaram project, you lost it. Government will give the compensation. Only you can go to the court of law to have more compensation or seek the time. Or I don't want land only, not here, give me somewhere else. For that you can. That's what happening in Andhra now. What Jagan did is then he said some how many cents of land to every poor person. some land, right? I said, huh? 1 cent, huh? 1 cent for every 3 cents. I'm subject to correction. Okay? It is. Now, where from the land you will get? When the government land is not there in the village, what to do? Hmm? You have to take the private land and you have to purchase. Right? Purchase at what rate? First of all, I am not interested to sell at all. Can you take it? When I'm not interested to sell, can you take it forcibly? That is a big question mark now. No doubt is for the common good. Right? But what is the meaning of the common good? Right? What is the meaning of it? Right? తెలుగులో అంటారు అత్త సొమ్ముని అల్లుడు దానం చేశాడు. If the government property is there, you can do it. Who are you to take my property and distribute? Right? First of all, I'm not interested to sell. Forget about how much. So, to address this, one of the good thing officially the AP government done is official. I don't know backing because the allegations are there, threats are there, like all the things. But officially, they have given the market price. For example, market price is 5 lakhs per acre, assume it. But unregistered value is only 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. Always it is less. They are giving the market, whatever be the market price, sometimes more than the market price. And there are the few who received that. Examples are there. But the few who even they refused, allegation is that they were threatened and forced to sign the document. Also be there. But taken and given to the poor. No doubt the common. But who are you to take this? Right? In this policy. Similarly, Amaravati issue. Chandrababu Naidu adopted a different formula, land pooling, rather than taking. Because in the special economic zones, you can take the land, right, or the private property and use it, distribute it. Now, land pooling. So voluntarily you are given. Okay? Expecting that future generation will benefit out of it, plus some benefit also for them, no? He made it something real estate, danda. So 1 acre of land, you will get some 100 square or something like this. Okay, policy was made. Good. But so then now entire the new government came reversed. We are the loser. The purpose has not served. Now can we get back my land? Already some structure is there. Incomplete. What to do? Our roads are already laid. What to do? So that when the purpose has not served, what is happening? And in Rajasthan, it so happened that when the special economic zone was created, and the farmers, they dig the land and buried themselves, only except the head, and stayed for a long time. You can run the tankers on us or the bulldozers on us. So we have all these instruments in a way, right? Examples. Government land, if you are giving, no issue. Okay, when the KCR promised 3 acres of land to every SC family here, he is not able to do. One of the official reason quoted is that much land is not there for the government. You have to take the private land, it's so costly. And taking, and at least that program was stopped. It is not implemented. Okay, if implemented, definitely private person could affect it. So keeping all this in it, 10 years back the case was filed, not now. When the Rajasthan issue and everything, who are you to take for somebody's benefit just because it is your policy? Who asked you to give the land? Government land, something else be there. Okay? So the issue is that, so under material resources, will it come under or not? Okay? So there's a big issue and it has lot of repercussions in future. The reason why the Supreme Court constituted, see there's how many? 9 judges constitutional bench. Then you can understand the significance of the case. The very right to property issue is that. Okay? After the Keshavananda Bharati Golaknath case, 9 judges. Keshavananda Bharati case 13. Now it is 9. And again, if a review petition is there, it may be 15 next time, right? 13 or 15 to make it is concerned. So now they are deciding this issue. So keep in that mind all the directive principles, state policy, and these various policies of thing you have to keep in mind. Okay. Then another issue in the same thing when the Congress manifesto talking about at the same time Petrodo talked about inheritance tax. It's existing in some countries like Japan, America, Korea, and all the things. Different. Even Japan is more than 50% they are filing. So advisable to know what actually this inheritance tax is about. So it is levy on the total value of money and property left behind. This is important. Left behind by a deceased individual. A person died. So on his name, a property is there. Then the tax will be levied before it is passing on to his or her heirs. A succession act will come into force. So you have to pay it. That's what inheritance tax. So it varies from country to country. Even in India, it is there. And how much it is in Japan? India abolished in till 1985. It is in India. It's abolished then. Japan has a 55% inheritance tax, and South Korea 50%. France, UK, US also there, but US varies from state to state, 40 to 45%. So different countries adopted different approaches in addressing this wealth distribution through this inheritance tax, and it's calculated after deductions. This is a point which you have to keep in mind, and exemptions, aiming to generate revenue for the government. Okay, there's a purpose. And India is no more now, abolished in 1985. Before it is called as estate duty. The word is different, not the name of inheritance. Though it's inheritance tax, in India we call that as an estate duty. So on the property of the deceased person, it will be done. Imposed long back in 1953 onwards. So 1953 to 85, it is there. So 85, it was abolished. Which government is existing at the time? 1985, Congress, right? Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister, right? 1984, Indira Gandhi was murdered, right? Killed in a way. So immediately came, and at that time, it is. So now Congress saying, Arey Baba, we abolished. Why we impose again? And Modi retaliated saying, you abolish because Indira Gandhi has a lot of property, so to get exemptions. So this verbatim is going on political issues. Forget about that. But these issues, the points that we have to keep in mind. Though no more estate duty, we have gift tax and wealth tax are there very much in the country. And the gift tax, because we have no state, central, union list, state list, are there only central government can impose taxes, only state can impose taxes, and the remaining residue left to the central government. At the time, gift tax is not mentioned, right? Out of the union, right? 97 subjects, states of 66, 47 of concurrent list. Later, 47 become 52 because 5 was transferred, all the things. In that, gift tax issue is not there. So, which are not mentioned, who can do so? Parliament can do so. Residuary powers are with the Parliament. Keeping that in mind, the gift tax was imposed by the central government. So that's also a legal point you have to keep in mind. And of course, the wealth tax. And anyhow, income tax is there. Okay. For example, if I received a property, inherited or something, I may not pay the inheritance estate duty, but I had to pay the minimum registration charges, though they are less in number compared to others. Plus, after that, if I am getting, for example, a double bedroom flat, I got it. We are getting the rent. On the rent, I had to pay again the income tax. So, income tax rules and regulations will apply automatically on this one. So, again, the gift tax, wealth tax initially, they too abolished in 98 and 2015. Gift tax in 98 and wealth tax in 2015. However, again in 2004, that is 98, it was abolished. Again, the 2004 is was there. That means between 98 and 2004, no gift tax. Okay. Right now, it is existing again. So, depend upon the policies of the government, it will happen. So, what are the pros and cons also will be given and discussing on this issue. So, let us see this sort of whether impose tax, not to impose, is a healthy discussion, right? A productive discussion. If it's a beneficial to the country, do this is good. But degrading themselves, okay, throwing the things become the bigger issue now, right? Okay, online in your answers, Simabindu, Dilip Kumar, and coming. Okay, good enough the answers. Okay, I have looked at. Good. Then another issue, the WhatsApp. Now it threatened. Okay, a case is going on. The central government, they said is that we will exit India if forced to break encryption. So WhatsApp informed to the Delhi High Court. The government is insisting this information. So from where the particular message originated, who is that person, and we wanted to read that message. Right now, what is the position? Whoever the sender and the receiver only knows it. Others can't. That's what encrypted is all about. But now, if the government wanted to look, is it permitted? They said it's a violation of our own privacy, right? Once we ensure privacy, now privacy is a fundamental right in India, right? After which case privacy declares as fundamental right? Puttaswamy case, or formerly called Aadhaar case, under Article 21. So if that be the case is concerned, implied for this, every organization to have on this one. So who are you to intrude into that? Who are you to dictate us? Plus it is getting affected. And if forced, we don't have option rather than to quit India. Right? Now just recently on the Supreme Court started using WhatsApp. Okay? The grouping all the cases it is inserting into that. So that much popular the WhatsApp is. You may not look into calls, or you may not look into mails, you may not look into your Insta and everything. Who is the person not looking into WhatsApp? Right? So, no option now it is. And what is encryption code? Advisable, those who are not aware, end-to-end encryption. When you say this, it allows the message to read only by the sender and the receiver. So it is secured by what we called cryptographic lock. Okay, the cryptographic lock is there, it is secure, and only the recipient has its keys, none else. Even WhatsApp can't read the users. That's the most important. Even, okay, WhatsApp can't read users' message. Okay, that much of security right now is that due to this inscription. So, if Indian law is insisting, so WhatsApp says we don't have option, because Indian is now insisting to trace and identify the first originator of the message. They are insisting on that. So right now what the police is doing is interrogating from where you got, where you got, where you got. If they are able to do that, no need to ask anybody. Okay? They said you have your own mechanism, do this, but we will not give. Okay? So for sake of you, we don't want to affect everybody. So that is what the WhatsApp. So whether how now our court will take this, okay, because it has a lot of repercussions. The consequences always we have to take care and adhere to. And more importantly, when we also declare the privacy is a fundamental right, right? You, if an analogy, a comparison, right to freedom is our fundamental right, right? Freedom of speech and expression under Article 19(1)(a). Nowhere it is mentioned about the freedom of the press, either print media, electronic media, which we call fourth estate. But Supreme Court clearly stated it is implied. So how you are expressing through the media, right? It may be a public meeting, or you are just the ETV, 10 TV, okay, GTV, whatever the TVs you like, and doing this. Without the freedom for them, how you will express? So logically, it's implied there. If they have freedom, then only you can express. Same way here, the WhatsApp come and the social media part is concerned. Even the 19(1)(a) will come into the fore now. Not only this privacy, the issue. So the legal consequences has to wait by the Delhi High Court now what to do on this. Then, of course, finally, one more issue. It says, can you file an FIR against the judge? First information report. Recently, a case arises. It looks like the judge asked the girl to strip, to do something, and immediately an FIR was filed. Can you file an FIR just like that? Anyhow, I don't want to go in detail. Simply, you can remember this concern. You have innumerable exemptions because by delivering the judgment, the free and fair judgment is required. You should not be influenced by any issue, one form or another. Plus, our judiciary is independent from executive. As independent judiciary is our basic structure. So, the judgment has to be delivered in a free and fair manner. So, no judge can be influenced in one form or another. So, indeed required a lot of protection. So keep in mind, you cannot file a case while delivering the judgment or relating to official duties is concerned. While doing anything towards that process, he can't. But again, in every law, there are exemptions, right? There's a possibility they may have done something wrong. After all, we are the humans. Judge is also human, one form or another. So the prior permission of the Chief Justice is required. Okay? If the prior permission of Chief Justice, it can be do so. Okay, he will look into and the permitted can be done. So that much is considered okay, sufficient for you in this issue. Then of course, another Karnataka, this reservation issue is going on. So focus on this, the reservation part. And all the Muslims in Karnataka now categorized under OBC. So, as we discussed number of times, SC, ST, BC based on the caste as a criteria, not religion. Right? Caste criteria. So, can you intrude the religion into it? Is the legal point arousing on that. But at the same time, we have occasions, for example, if you take Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, you have a group called BCC and BCD subcategory. BCC means converted Christians. BCD is converted Muslims. Dudekula, that's what we call. So once upon a time is done. So already religion issue is in BC is there. But if an SC converted to Christianity or so, he will lose his SC benefits. He may opt for BCC or no benefits at all. Same case with an ST. So the BC, already the religious issue is there. Of course, there's no caste in ST. Okay, no issue on that part. So here the issue is that no religion is involved there. Okay, for that. But here the issue is of religion. So big question mark. Already National Commission for Backward Classes opposed the decision and seek more clarification. So we have to wait and see how twists and turns it will take on this, the legal angle. So go through on this issue also. Then, of course, another quick recollection of Chipko movement of 50 years back, hugging the trees. So the feminism is at its size. So way back 1973 in Chamboli district of Uttarakhand, okay, the non-violent protest by hugging the trees, right, by women, this happened, and this movement was very much popularized by Sundarlal Bahuguna and team it is concerned. But if you go back to 18th century, okay, the Bishnoi community in Rajasthan also invoked this concept. So hugging the tree so that nobody will cut the trees. So if our cutting means cutters. That to women when they hug the trees and do this, killing them on the spot when they become a tough job. So that was the mode, non-violent mode adopted to protect the tree cover and protect this tribal population. So to recollect this issue, because whenever 25 years, 50 years, 75 years, 100 years, always advisable in this part is concerned. So it's called ecofeminism. Similarly, few more like Narmada Bachao Andolan also relating to ecofeminist. Who is the Narmada Bachao? Led by Meda Patkar. Then Apiko movement, where it is Karnataka, the Western Ghats of Karnataka, the Gandhi forest. Then Silent Valley movement, where Kerala. Okay, so all these places is mainly the women who fight against for the cause of environment. So the issue is that. Then another woman, the Sunita Williams, you know pretty well, right? Is the first Indian to enter into space in a way. Now the third mission she is ready, getting ready for the third time to go on to things. So in the May 6th, she is again getting ready for that one. So is the NASA's. NASA is America's, right? What the full form of NASA? Is the Space Agency of America. National Aeronautics. Sure? Right. Anyhow, check the Google if you want still the thing is concerned. So International Space Station, under this it is getting lifted on May 6th. Then one more thing regarding Andhra Pradesh. Now the pen number is coming now. Okay, like the PAN, you have the pen. There's a permanent education number, mandatory from the academic year 24-25. So it's the first state adopting this and implemented by Union Ministry of Education through this UDISE plus initiative covering 14.89 lakhs of school children it is concerned. Okay, so the purpose is concerned, right? What the purpose? So once you got the number, you can quote only that number forever. Enough. Your entire data will be on this. So no need for this certificate, that study certificate, this study certificate. So all now electronic mode. Everything will be stored in it. So towards a paperless world at the same time, right? Now, Telangana also, right? The Public Service Commission has given a unique number. Once you upload it, you are eligible for everything, right? Though separate, only entry is required. Everything is there. All the details were stored. So like this, they wanted to store all the details. So no need to upload every time. So it's a PEN, permanent education number. And last, we have this PCOR is coming up now that Olympics are about to be. Where the Olympics are going to take place? 2024 Olympics, Paris, getting ready, and India aspired to conduct Olympics in future 2036. Of course, we didn't get the bid so far. We're aspiring, and towards that, we are taking the first step because our performance at the Olympics, though we can't say that nothing, something is there and improving in recent times. So we want more and more this concern. So with that intention, there is a research, okay, Olympics Studies and Research Center, OSRC in Gujarat, was initiated. That's what we call at the BCOR, Bharat Center for Olympic Research and Education. So the BCOR, the purpose is it will act as a studies and research center. Right now, under auspices of Rashtriya Raksha University, Gandhinagar is taking care. So make this sports as a part of the curriculum and do something so that you are empowering the athletes, all the sportsmen, towards winning the medals. So all sort of helping you want to render. So what the things you have to do? Now the center will take care. So that's all for today. Any doubts? Names? Right. So thank you very much. So meet you next week. Bye.